Uh, hey, we just got done doing, I guess it was the second match for the tickling thing, where we have to grab someone and like hold them down and tickle them. And the first one was a little bit rough. Like it was just rough. You know, you got two guys. You got a bunch of guys like trying to overpower each other and overpower one guy, and testosterone gets going, and you know pretty soon you're not, you know, the guy's not just pushing you off of them, they're hitting you or kicking or flailing, and then it got to the second fight, the second tickling thing with Hello. And it was me, Kevin, and Dwayne trying to tickle Hello, and you know he's really ticklish, and so he was, you know, yelling and wiggling around like normal. You know, it happens with tickling. You know, you're wiggling around and yelling. It always happens. You know, if someone says "ouch," you know, or you know, like that hurts real quick, or someone like gets a little bit louder when you touch a spot, you think, oh, they're really ticklish there. You know, you should keep at it. You should keep tickling them. You know, and you know, so it gets to the point where you know, Hell's not strapped down, so he's trying to grab people's hands and throw them off of him. You know, and he's yelling and screaming and wiggling away, and he's really strong. You know, just curls up in a ball, and so we're trying even harder then to like hold him down and tickle him and get under his armpits and you know get his stomach. You know, and he howls when you get his stomach, and you're like, oh, he's really ticklish there, so tickle his stomach harder, and like. And then you started yelling more and more, and you know, you start to see from all the thrashing around, he's got like scratches on him, and you know, then he's like kicking, and like Dwayne's getting like kicked in the stomach and in the chest, just because you know you can't control it. You know, that's why people are normally strapped down, because they go crazy. And so Dwayne's getting kicked, you know, and Hallowell's just like throwing his hands everywhere. And, you know, yells about his stomach, you know, so Ryan kind of, like, tickles that harder, you know, thinking he's gonna, like, tickle more. And, like, I could kind of start to see it, like, you just feel it kind of start to go south. You know, I started yelling, and it kind of sounded a little bit less like tickling and a little bit more like, you know, like he was yelling, and, like, I didn't know what to do, you know, like, it didn't. You know, usually I'm smiling and laughing through all of it, and like all of a sudden I didn't feel like I should be smiling. And, you know, but I felt like I couldn't stop at the same time, you know, because, you know, we're trying to get to the end of it, we're trying, you know, to get that part of the shoot done. And, you know, you can't really tell, you can't be sure, because, you know, people are always yelling, people are always, you know, it's just, it got bad. And then, Hello just started like lashing out because he was in pain, and he couldn't really tell anyone because he was, you know, he was just laughing, and you know, so he just started throwing his hands out and he kicked Dwayne really hard in the nuts, and you know, at that point I had stopped, and like he kicked Dwayne so hard, you know, that he pretty much like pushed himself off the bed. You know, and just like laid there, like he laid there and kind of like just held himself, and he started hyperventilating, and he was like crying at that point, and like he got up and just started cussing and saying, you know, that we were hurting him, and like you know, you couldn't tell, like everyone tried to explain to him that you couldn't tell, we were just trying to finish the fight, you know. He ran and like even hit the wall. He was really angry, and he was just hyperventilating, and we're all going out trying to talk to him, make him feel better. And at this point, we had just pretty much tortured him for, you know, however long straight, and he didn't want anything to do with us, and you know, I all felt bad. And he was just, we're all trying to get him to calm down. He won't be touched, you know. And he ran to the bathroom. He's still hyperventilating, and we're like, hello. He's like, don't talk to me. And he's got red marks all over him, and he's like, you know, you know, you're trying to hurt me on purpose, and we're trying to explain to him, you know, that it just happens, you know. I've gotten black and blue marks before from tickling, you know, but like this was different. Like it was different because you're physically holding someone down, you know, and when someone says stop, you know, you're not supposed to stop, you know. It's what was asked, you know, to hold someone down and tickle them, and against his will, you know, but it was actually against his will, you know, and you can't even tell. And it was just bad, and I personally, it felt wrong, and I didn't want to do it anymore. I don't think I can do that to someone again, because, you know, it made me feel like a bad person, just because, you know, I really felt like I hurt someone, and it didn't feel right. And everyone here, you know, gets along, you know, we're all friends, and I felt like I just really hurt a friend, and I'm pretty sure he felt like he'd been hurt by all his friends, and we tried to finish it, but it just had to stop. So I'm really sorry, you know, but that I just couldn't do that again. I couldn't do that to someone again. I just felt like I needed to say that, so.